Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another video of World of Warships, and today we are showing off the Tier 8 Italian cruiser. Yes, I know I'm late to the party. Oh, the whole Puerto Rico thing was just let's not talk about the Puerto Rico. There was a lot of things I think that was wrong with it. But anyway, we're here to show off the Tier 8. Finally, moving on from the Tier 8 Amalfi, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I am probably not, knowing my luck. So finally showing off the ship, finally able to move on to the Tier 9, which is exciting. I have yet to really play it. So hopefully it will be even better than the Amalfi. Now the Amalfi, I definitely want to say, like almost all Tier 8s in World of Warships, is definitely where things get a little bit better. Like the Zara was alright, but the Amalfi I think is definitely where you start to get kind of the feel for it. Now I'm actually joined with a div mate of mine, Ski Ball in the Bismarck. Almost messed up his name. I've known this guy for years and years. So Italian cruisers, as probably many people have talked about, they're great for certain things. Like they're very circumstantial against certain things. So let's start off with the health. 42,800, pretty decent. Armor layout, not so much. These ships are very squishy. They can't really take hits. What's really beneficial for them is, one, their speed. Amalfi gets up to around 37 knots. And their turning circle radius. For such a long ship, they actually have a really good turning circle radius. So if you play the ship well, you can do a fairly good job dodging incoming salvos from battleships. And obviously it does have the running smoke generator, which is kind of a given. It's been kind of their thing for some time now. So speed, maneuverability, that is your whole defense. That's your best defense besides obviously the smoke generator. And then we come down to her guns. Her guns are actually nice. I mean, obviously they have the sap shells, which are semi-armor piercing, and against light cruisers such as the Shores, they do pretty well. 83k right there, that very first salvo. And I'm actually very surprised, but actually got a ricochet with my sap salvo there. Now the Shores probably honestly should not be shooting AP at me, but that's what he's doing. As you can see, very minimal amount of damage. Now we did get ourselves double sits there. Probably could have almost kept on with the armor piercing. So the benefit of these guns is they're very high velocity. They're able to hit and land comfortably on targets at a much greater distance. So they're very strong dealing with targets at a much longer distance. Ignore the salvo because that was terrible salvo. Don't know what was happening there. So very strong. That's the huge thing about these guns. And you get 9 of them. I actually had to stop there and count. In my defense, I recently got off work, so it's kind of nearing the end of the day for me. So my brain's a little bit on the slow side, so I do apologize about that. Obviously, the downside of this ship is her very, very slow reload of about 14 seconds. Not a particularly fantastic aspect of this ship. Definitely, that's their greatest weakness, and by far probably the most limiting factor is the fact that you really can't pump out salvos. So your average damage is generally a little bit lower. That's what I've really noticed about Italian cruisers is their average damage is significantly lower than what I've really seen with other cruisers. Besides, obviously, the fact that they don't have any chance of fires, so you don't get that dot damage, which is really unfortunate. Now, here's kind of a funny moment. I thought it was rather amusing. M detected. We do know there is a Le Terrible, and I honestly, I have no words for this. I have absolutely no words for this. So, Terrible is a French destroyer known for its speed. And guess what this person's not doing? Not using its speed. Instead is hoping to get, I guess, torpedoes off. And obviously, Italian cruisers don't have hydro, so you do have to be a little bit careful when dealing with destroyers. But the sap shells, this is what the sap shells are really good at, is decimating destroyers, decimating light cruisers. And yeah, I honestly have no, I have no idea. Drops his full salvo of torpedoes in widespread formation and completely whiffs. I really don't know what this guy was doing. Do have the Italian captain on, which after the first kill increases your range up to 17.4 kilometers, which is really beneficial because, well, once again, this ship is kind of not strong. Now we do know there's actually Atlanta up here. Pop my smoke screen. In hindsight, probably should not have done this, because had the Atlanta actually radared me, probably could have done fairly decent damage. But this Atlanta, oh boy, this Atlanta. Oh, so my captain does have the RPF skill on it, so I do know he's kind of just up there north of me. And yeah, this Atlanta has essentially destroyer caliber guns, very fast reloading, really good ability just to spam out damage. Of course, they're smaller shells, but still you have the chance to fire and do fairly significant damage. Now, its AP can be great up close, but at longer ranges it does struggle, and once again they are smaller caliber shells, so they don't have that good penetration. So what does this Atlanta captain do? Well, he fires AEP, and this is by far a good demonstration, at least, of kind of where the Italian cruisers struggle. If they deal with a very fast firing cruisers such as Atlanta, Seattle, Worcester, etc., they will get melted if they choose the right ammo type. Yeah, look at that. Shows a little bit more broadside, eats 6k. Also, Atlanta has torpedoes, which would be a great idea to actually drop, because I'm actually chasing it down. So, yeah, I don't know really what this guy's doing. Still firing AP. I really think he's hoping to get a broadside, doing very minimal amount of damage. So, as obviously I mentioned, sap shells great against light cruisers and fantastic against destroyers. Does struggle a teensy bit against battleships and cruisers. Not saying that it can't do damage. I did try out the Brenzy for a quick little co-op battle just to get the steal from it, and did 10k off of a battleship, so really good. So there is a possibility that you can get those really nice salvos, is what I'm trying to get at. But once again, my main issue with Italian cruisers is just their average damage is low. I mean, it's fully plausible to get over 100k games, do really high damage, but it really depends on the situation. I mean, you could say that about any cruisers, but the reload and the sap shells, I've been harping on this time and time again. and I really don't mean to, because I really do or would like the Italian cruisers, but they're just not my particular favorite. Like, I'm not excited to play them that much. Now, one other thing, torpedoes, 12-kilometer range torpedoes, very slow. They hit pretty decently, but not super amazing as far as damage output is concerned. So there is always that. And AA, oh, let's not even talk about AA. It's not great. That's definitely where the weakness of this ship is. Its AA is not particularly amazing. It's not the worst. It's not Japanese terrible. I did a little dig at the Japanese, I guess. Was hoping to get a salvo off the Amalfi there. Unfortunately for me, the Amalfi is going to try to pull away. As you can see, the enemy team is currently almost 2-1 right now. Fubuki gets spotted by the Harikaze. And I think, is it the salvo? Yes. Harikaze gets a ricochet. Yeah, that's aggravating. Had it been HE, probably would have actually penetrated and done damage, but nope. Harikaze gets a kill. Probably could have been a little bit more aggressive in this battle. Just try to do a little bit more damage. But, like I said, once again, I really, really, really would like the Italian cruisers. You don't know how badly I want to like the Italian cruisers, because I like the Roma. I like the Julio Cesare. I don't like any of the premium cruisers that are currently out. So I don't know. I'm hoping maybe I'll like the tier 9, maybe I'll like the tier 10. I mean, I've heard good things about the tier 9. I heard good things about the Amalfi. But it's kind of a meh cruiser. Just kind of meh. Like, four broken shells there. Granted, probably should have aimed up a little bit higher. Superstructure is probably going to be by far the place you should be targeting. Got at least a decent hit there, but this Fuso is now dead. And that is going to be that video for the Amalfi. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Not a super exciting battle. I hate to say it. But that's kind of what I've been experiencing with the Amalfi. That's kind of my view on it. Hopefully it was at least beneficial. Hopefully it did show off. Especially if you are currently grinding up to the Amalfi. Kind of what to expect. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining in. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.